You launch your YouTube channel full of energy, coming up with ideas, uploading videos, riding that wave of excitement. But then life happens. Things get too busy, maybe results don't meet your expectations, and suddenly, what once felt fun now feels heavy. Burnout sets in. Creator burnout is real, and it's something I've struggled with over and over again. I would spend hours just deciding what video to make next, and that alone would drain me even before I start the script, let alone hit record. But here's the thing. Staying consistent on YouTube should not come at the cost of your health, energy, or sanity. In this video, I'll share 7 strategies that have helped me show up week after week without burning out. Because the truth is, burnout isn't usually about being lazy. It's about losing that spark to create. And that spark fades away for a few reasons. Sometimes we fall into the trap of perfectionism or comparison. Instead of enjoying the process, we stress over every detail or measure ourselves against creators who seem way ahead. Our brain then starts associating YouTube with pressure instead of expression, and nothing kills excitement more than that. But let's remember that the spark can come back. And the best way to bring you to that direction is to revisit your why. But before you do, you need to decide what YouTube really is for you. Do you want to commit to it like a business, something you'll invest time and effort into to truly grow? Or do you just want to post whenever you feel like it, without expecting specific results? Either path is fine, you just need to be clear about it to save you a lot of second guessing. Now, back to your why. Why did you start a YouTube channel in the first place? I want you to think about the day you decided to start your own channel. What happened that day that suddenly flipped a switch and made you think, this is a good idea, I should go for it? There must have been something that excited you. Maybe sharing your story, teaching what you know, or simply connecting with others who care about the same things. Whatever it was, that video was strong enough to push you past the doubts and make you create that video and hit upload for the very first time. For me, my why was simple. I want to help people remember that eating healthy doesn't need to be complicated. Nutrition can be simple, practical, enjoyable, and can benefit other areas of your life. So whenever I feel drained by YouTube or unsure of what to do next, I go back to that. Because at the end of the day, if even one person feels inspired or makes a healthier choice from watching any of my videos, then it's already worth it. But here's where a lot of creators get stuck. We remember our why, but then we pile on unrealistic expectations about how often we should be posting. So let's talk about it. How often should we really post on YouTube? Some people will tell you that the magic number is at least once a week or even twice if you want faster growth. And yes, consistency matters. But what matters even more is sustainability. Because if your upload schedule burns you out, you won't last long enough to actually see the growth you're chasing. For me, as a one-man team, once a week makes the most sense. Twice a week already starts to threaten my work-life balance, and I end up compromising other things that matter to me. And that's not worth it. Some might argue that the more you upload, the more chances you have to reach more people and grow your channel, but I really do believe that it's not just about quantity. What matters more is creating content that fits your schedule and maintains a level of quality that your audience can count on. Many creators succeed with fewer uploads because each video is thoughtful, valuable, and worth watching. So if your schedule and lifestyle can support once-a-week uploads, that's okay. Focus on making each video valuable, not just pumping out more content. Quality will always take you farther than quantity, in both your channel and your life. But even if you've nailed your why and your schedule, consistency still won't happen if you're running on an empty tank. And that's why this next point is so important, and that's managing your energy. Think of yourself like an athlete. An athlete can't perform well without proper fuel and recovery, and the same is true for creators. You can't expect your brain to pump out ideas, record videos, and edit for hours running on just caffeine and 4 hours of sleep. This is where I put my nutritionist hat and lay down the basics. Get 7 hours of sleep. That's when your brain does its night shift, cleaning out the mental clutter so you wake up clear-headed. Drink enough water, at least 2 liters per day. Being even a little dehydrated can tank your focus and mood. Move a bit every day. A short walk or stretching sends more oxygen to your brain and actually helps you think better. Eat whole food more than processed food. Protein, veggies, and fruit keep your energy steady so you don't crash in the middle of creating. And one more thing, stress. When you're stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, which drains your energy and makes it harder to focus. Even with 2 minutes of deep breathing or a quick walk outside can reset your system and bring that energy back. These may sound simple and overly generalized, but nailing these basics will really benefit your focus, creativity, and stamina. When your body and mind are cared for, showing up consistently feels easier. But even with sufficient energy, it's easy to fall back to procrastination if you don't have structure. That's where systems come in. Because let's be real, motivation is fickle. You can't just rely on feeling motivated whenever you need to create. When you have a clear system, you don't waste mental energy deciding what to do next. You just show up and follow the rhythm you've already set. I'm currently working on a system where I finalize my video idea and script from Monday to Tuesday. This for me is the most crucial part of the process. I start with some prompts or questions like, what's my audience struggling with now that I can help with? What's something I've recently learned or tried that could inspire others? What video idea could I build on my most successful videos so far? Is there a seasonal or trending hook I can connect my video to? Which idea feels like it moves me closer to the channel I ultimately want to build? I watch YouTube videos for inspiration, brain dump ideas, remove all the unnecessary stuff, and just bring them all together. Then from Wednesday to Thursday, I shoot my A-rolls, like this talking head clip you're watching now. I gather B-rolls, which are the extra clips that visualize what I'm talking about. Then I edit the whole video and work on the thumbnail and copy. I just take a few focused hours each day to get those done. Then I can step away and go about the rest of my day. Some creators swear by batching or filming multiple videos in one go, which may work for some, but I'm personally not there yet. I do have a list of video ideas that I can revisit as each week goes by. But at this point, I'm still focused on creating one promising video at a time, and this just works for me. The key is to figure out what system works for you. That could mean setting aside a dedicated deep work block each week just for brainstorming or scripting. Or creating little rituals that make the process feel exciting, like setting up your workspace or having your go-to coffee or matcha before you sit down to work. When you have your system, you don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You just get moving, and hopefully the momentum follows. But with a system, it's easy to get tunnel vision where you're so focused on sticking to the plan that you forget to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. My last video, Why Posting on YouTube Can Change Your Life Even With No Views, was a detour from my usual nutrition and wellness content. I honestly just planned it as a one-off for Never Give Up Day, but it ended up becoming one of my top-performing videos, and I realized that it resonated with a lot of fellow creators who found value in it. That experience reminded me that while it's important to have a content bank and a plan, it's just as important to analyze what's actually connecting week by week. Sometimes your audience shows you where the conversation needs to go next. I actually had a different video idea planned for this week, which was about nutrition, but it suddenly didn't seem as relevant coming from my previous video. So I pivoted and created this one because if people are finding value in content about the struggles we face as YouTubers, it makes sense to lean into that and see where it goes. Zooming out helps you balance structure with flexibility. Your system keeps you consistent, but your perspective keeps you aligned with what your audience truly needs. And while we're talking about staying aligned, let's get into something that's just as important: protecting your mental health. Because the truth is, YouTube can play tricks on your mindset if you let numbers define your worth. If you tie your self-esteem to views and likes and subscribers, you'll always be on an emotional roller coaster. Instead, focus on what you're learning and how you're improving. That's growth you can actually control. And don't underestimate the power of small resets. Between scripting and filming and editing, sneak in some micro self-care. A quick walk outside, a few long, deep breaths, drinking a glass of water. Little things like these recharge you more than you think. And when you add novelty into your life, like a new workout, a pottery class, or anything you've been meaning to try out, it keeps your mind fresh and gives you new energy to create. So that's also something worth looking into. YouTube isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Consistency compounds over time. You need to find a way to show up for YouTube in a way that you can sustain for years. You won't be 100% satisfied with every video. You definitely won't please everyone. But if you put it out there, Keep improving each time and own it. The growth will come. A great way to make YouTube sustainable is to align your content with your life. Film what fits the season you're in instead of forcing yourself into trends that don't resonate. For me, that might be talking about my passion for nutrition or even my own YouTube journey. When you create from where you are, the content feels authentic and the right people will connect to it over time. So, question for you. What's one small change you'll make to show up more consistently without burning out? Drop it in the comments so we can get inspired. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope it helped. And if you're into wellness and nutrition, that's what I usually cover here because fueling your body and mind is such a big part of fueling everything else in your life. If you agree, please feel free to subscribe to this channel and I'll see you in the next one.